Good morning. So we are around to Tuesday, leaving Murray Bridge today. I'm just parked up in town. I was parked up at the showgrounds, which you would have seen, which is about sort of 2k's out of town, which was quite nice. Just dropped into town. I'm going to go grab a coffee. Had to do some of the fun chores. If you know what that is, you know what that is. And then just going to have a final stock up of some fridges, and then I'm just going into Woodside for a couple of nights down to my cousin's place. But I tell you what, I've spent the last 3 years in Queensland, and being down south, and maybe it's unseasonal, it's still warm during the day, getting up to 30 degrees, but it's cold this morning, 12 or 13 degrees, and I'm just not handling it. Like 3 full seasons in kind of the subtropics on the Fraser Coast, I've just acclimatised to the warmth, the ambient warmth, and this is just not doing it for me. But anyway, I'm going to go grab a coffee, and I'll show you what unfolds this week. Let's get into it. So just thought I would go for a really quick ride. There is a little mountain bike trail called the Olyria Trail Loop on the old Princess Highway between Murray Bridge and Woodside, which is where I'm going now. And I'm not really looking at the moment for anything too dramatic. I've had some back issues that I've been dealing with. I've been strengthening that up. So I'm really just wanting to get out half an hour, just go for a bit of a spin. Anyway, what can possibly go wrong? I have no idea if this is facing in the right direction. Anyway, let's do this. So I think this might be it. Monato Woodlands Conservation Park. Anyway, let's go and have a look. Caravan's just over there. Let's see. It says you're allowed to have horses here, so... Ooh. Sorry, mate. I guess the only thing to watch out for here, potentially, are snakes. It's going to be a long way back to get my snake bite kit. Anyway, this is my level of trail. Super simple, super easy. Not going to bore you too much with any of this, but I'll give you a bit of an update potentially when I get back. Because the truth is, you could be facing the sky, who knows. This is a bit of a work in progress, this one. Just glad to be out on the bike. I do want to test my back, just to see how it's going to go, because my intention is to end up in Bright probably in February, not to go and hit the downhills, but there's just lots of trails up there, and I'd like to get a little bit of fitness up before I get up there. Anyway, let's see how we go. Oh, there's a fork in the road. Who knows, we could end up lost here. But this is good. This is nice, easy, pedally, which I'm happy with pedally trails. I need to start doing what all the other mountain bikers do on their YouTube channels. Yo! Woo! Yeah! Yo! Anyway, I'm not doing that. I'm too old. but this is good. Just saw it on the I'm using the unpaid Trail Forks app and also Strava just to check where the trails are. Obviously you're limited with the amount of information that you're going to get on those two apps, but I can at least identify where they are, and then if I do in fact get back into mountain biking or whatever it is, I can decide whether or not I pony up for a paid version. But Trail Forks seems pretty good, and I'm not overly interested in Strava times and KOMs and stuff like that. That was my younger self. Anyway, let's get into this. Wish me luck. Well, the time to wish me luck is now, whereas you're not seeing this now. You're seeing this in the past. I guess that's time travel. Anyway, that's enough me jabbering on. Bye bye. So I just wanted to quickly show you just a couple of nice little flowy downhill bits. The guys and girls have put some berms in, a couple of little sort of rock sections, and it's absolutely enjoyable. Like, I'm just having a great time, enjoying going for a bit of a ride, and I imagine that I'm pretty close to the end. I've done probably pretty close to the full loop. Oh, that's a bit soft. Whoop. Anyway, so we're coming up to the next, and it's signpost all the way, but honestly I'm probably 15 minutes in, and that's going to be absolutely perfect for me. So thank you to the guys and girls that have been out here digging out these trails and putting little berms and stuff in, and little rock gardens and stuff like that. But if you're going to come out and ride it, it's just a little pedal track. There's nothing technical about it. If I'm riding on it, there's nothing technical about it. That's a future Lloyd thing. But yeah, it's been great. I'll drop in some details on this video. Oh, a couple of kangaroos. G'day guys. And if you know me, kangaroos are my favourite animal. That, and after going through the outback again, probably emus, or as Homer Simpson would call them, emus. But anyway, probably should have brought some water, and I'll do that next time. But absolutely loved it. Thoroughly enjoyable. Anyway, there you go. I'll drop the details in. I've forgotten the name of the ride already. Anyway, and there you have it. That is the end of that trail. I don't know if I intended to do the whole lot, but it's a little bit like once you're on the roller coaster. So there's the van over there. Once you're on the roller coaster, you're kind of just rolling. So I'll try and find out how far it is. Could only be a couple of Ks or a few Ks. But I thoroughly enjoyed that. Anyway, I'm going to head back home, which is just there, get some water, sit down, do a little bit more work, and then head to Woodside. There you go. Whatever the name of this trail is, I'll add the link. Done and dusted. It's a pearler and a good spot to park up. Get into it. Okay, turned it on, not sure how. Anyway, just put the bike back on. It's a bit tricky getting it on, but honestly, for the 5 minutes. And the other thing I wanted to say anyway while I'm up here was I almost didn't do it. You know that, oh, it's too hard, I've got to get the bike off. All that rubbish your mind goes through, especially when you're only just getting back into it. And that's the trick really, isn't it? Just going, you know what, I'm going to commit 2 times, 3 times a week, whatever it is, until you're back into that rhythm of going, I'm just going to ride. I want to go for a ride. I feel like going for a ride. Anyway, I'm glad to turn back on. The trails are literally just there. The bike is now on the van 2 seconds later, and I'm going to get into the van and do some work. Anyway, over and out. Okay, so the opportunity when parked up to have water really for me is just to give everything a good wash. And one of the things that I really focus on when I'm traveling a lot is it's not about having your gear showroom ready and presentable ready, but it's more about getting it clean and having the maintenance stuff viewable. So the cleanliness is not about my ego showing people, oh, look how clean my car is. It's just about maintaining your gear, protecting your gear, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give the Cruiser a wash, and then probably later in the week, because I may end up back up here after having a bit of a tour around Adelaide, is I may get on the roof and clean the solar panels, because coming through the outback from Queensland, it's just incidental dust and dirt and stuff like that. And I didn't even really go on any dirt roads. A couple of minor dirt roads for very short periods of time, but nothing crazy. But just the opportunity to clean everything up. I'm in civilization for a little bit, and to just sort of spot check everything. So, go over everything. At some point I'll probably go under the van, have a bit of a look around, and just double check everything. I've done a couple of thousand Ks on not crazy roads, but they've certainly been harsh enough. Anyway, let's do this. Let's get this rig clean. Alright, it's been a minute since I've filmed a location. So I'm in Tailem Bend. Probably the last spot that I was filming might have been Hay or one of those locations, because I sort of ended up in Adelaide. I was at my cousin's for a little bit, and then my partner came over, and we just sort of cruised around for a few days, and now I'm back on the road. And this sort of signifies the second half of this trip. The first half, as in sort of distance, not time, the first half was getting to Adelaide from the Fraser Coast, and this second half will be much longer, as I'm going to head down from Adelaide down to Mount Gambier, up to Halls Gap, across to see my mum over in the Macedon Ranges, probably up to Bright for a little bit, and then slowly make my way to Queensland, where I plan to get back up there probably around mid-March. But yeah, just here at Tailem Bend, at the football ground or the sports ground here. I hope the wind's not too bad. There's toilets here, they're nice and clean. Apparently Daniel comes past and collects your $10. There's heaps of sites available. No one's parking up here. It doesn't say you can't, but everyone's kind of over the other side. My van's basically directly behind me. There's probably half a dozen people here at the moment, and yeah, it's fine. It's super windy. It's been a little bit cold, but I'm moving on tomorrow, so I'll be in Mount Gambier for the weekend. But I'll probably leave this little update here, stitch these few little episodes together, and then we will start the trip east and then north. Anyway, thanks for watching. Chat soon. Bye for now.